Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis call in preparation for trading on August 10, 2017. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, especially during the summer months due to low liquidity. So please be careful with your money. And if you have questions about your individual investment needs, I recommend you talk to your investment advisor. All right, we'll get started with our calendar here. So the main thing today was the New Zealand interest rate or monetary policy statement. Basically, they're holding the interest rates the same. And in terms of the statement itself, the main key points were that economic growth is they're expecting the economic growth to remain steady at around 2%. Inflation and wages have not been going up as much as they would like to see them. So overall, going forward, they're going to stay with the current monetary policy. They're not looking at raising interest rates right now. That was the extent of it. Very, very short statement. So it shouldn't have much of an impact. We did see an initial jump in New Zealand dollar, and since then it has come back up. So if New Zealand dollar goes up, it will be more as a result of US dollar weakness as opposed to New Zealand dollar weakness. Okay, so here going into Thursday here, we have manufacturing production numbers for the British pound. We do have trade balance number here as well. And then in the US session, we have PPI, which is a leading indicator. It will be important. We have unemployment claims, core PPI, and then FOMC member Dudley speaking. So that's pretty much it. Going into the evening session, we have business manufacturing index here for New Zealand. And we have a Reserve Bank of Australia Governor Lau speaking here as well. So that's not a huge amount of red events going on tomorrow. Let's move on to our charts now. We are looking at Euro US dollar daily chart. So the close for the day here is a bullish hammer actually. So we have a big tail and prices closed in a bullish manner here. So based on this, we are looking for a further move to the upside. However, before that, we may see a test of this level and then a further move to the upside. So 1.1720 area could be a particular area of interest, and below that, or if the price comes and tests the bottom here once again, so 1.1688 level, so that about 1700 around that level will be important. So we'll keep this in here, and we'll move this up. So those are the two levels we're looking for a potential test and then a further move to the upside. So we're bullish on euro dollar here. This is where we are in terms of the 4-hour. For the last couple of days, US dollar was bullish, but now it has started selling again. As a result, we may see all the currencies go up against it. So here, this is what we're looking at. In terms of the pullback here, this looks like a good level, 1.1780-ish, 20 level. And then further down, this right here, about 1.1688 level. Those are two good levels where we may see price come and back test. So we're looking for price to bounce off of those levels. So overall, euro looks bullish. So this is the type of move that we may see, or we could even see a lower test and then move up. So this here looks like a good level. So 1.1720 level looks like a good level for a further move to the upside. So test of that level. Overall though, that's a bullish pin bar. Pound dollar. Pound, just like the others today, it was, we did see a dip and then it pulled back up, and we have a very neutral candle close for the day. So for this one, we could see price go either way. There is no clear direction for the British pound at this time. So in terms of our trade plan, we have to be open to trade it either direction. So if the price drops below 129.50, then we're looking for a further move to the downside. So in that case, we need to see a break and then a pullback into 129.50. And if the price stays below, we could see a continuation move to the downside. However, we have seen last few days that the prices move lower. As a result, this may be a time for pullback. So we have to be open for that option. And in that case, we may see one of these moves. So price may come and test the 129.50 level again, and then bounce off of that. So based on the daily close, though, it's very neutral. It can go in either direction. So the test will be where it stays in relation to the 129.50 level. This is our level. If it stays above that, then we're looking for further move to the upside. If it manages to break through, then we're looking for a test and a drop. So this is where we are right now. And chances are that it will come down and test it and then decide. Aussie US dollar, we are in this range. Now we are in the bottom of the range. Price hasn't managed to break below this range. It did break below, but it did not manage to stay below. As a result of that, we are going to treat this as a range-bound market. Since we are at the bottom of the range, we're looking for prices to move up higher. So 78, 74 area is our bottom of the range here. And we're looking for prices to move back higher. So this is where we are. Looks like it's pushing higher. So we're just looking for it to continue towards the top of the range, which is back into this level. And as we can see, the price does not have as much momentum as it did. So it's just kind of flattening out a bit. Here's, we see that. So we're bullish on Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar here, we have a very indecisive type of close, very neutral close for the day. And right now, what we have seen is that price jumped up, then it came and tested this level again. So 73.33 level. And as long as price stays above this level, it is bullish. So right now, looks like it has tested this level and it's rejecting it. So the price may come down here to fill in that gap and then push up higher from there. So that's the type of move we have to look for. So 73.30, this level here will be the key point, and this is where we're looking for a potential long. So if price stays above that 73.30 level, we're looking for a long in New Zealand dollar. Dollar CAD here, this looks just like Aussie here. See how Aussie is in this range? Same way dollar CAD is in this range here as well. It is pushing into this upper limit of the our range here, 127.15 area. So right now there are only two options here. One is that price will break through this, come and do a back test, and as long as it holds above, we're looking for it to move up further. However, if Aussie and New Zealand dollar, they move up higher, this could move lower in that case. And the range is still intact at this point, and we wouldn't know the direction till it breaks out of the range. So if the price stays below this 127.15 level, then we're looking for price to come down back towards the middle of the range and not break out of the range. So this is where we are. As we can see, it's testing this level. It's tested this level twice today, but hasn't managed to break. So at this point, we could just get one of these and then price comes back towards the middle of the range. Or second option is price manages to push through here. So we get one of these, price stays above 127.15 and then moves up higher. So those are the two options, and we will just wait and see what direction this goes in. So right now we are basically treating this as a range bound as well, and we're going to we'll decide what to do based on how the range plays out here. Euro Swiss, a very bearish close for the day. However, we do see the price has pulled back a bit. In this case, we are bearish. However, price could go and test this level. So 1.1380 level would be an important level of interest here. As long as price stays below this level, we are looking for another move to the downside, and the target again would be the bottom of this pin right here, which is 1.1260 level. So that will be the target to the downside, but we are looking for further continuation of this. However, do keep in mind that it could go all the way up into this 1.1380 area and then drop. So the best option would be to look at that level for an entry. So this is where we are right now. It is trying to push up higher. So if price comes up and does a double top here, that would be a good place for a potential sell right over there. As long as it stays below this level, we are looking for a further move to the downside. Let's do pound Swiss first. Pound Swiss also, we are bearish on this. This is more bearish than the Euro Swiss franc. Excuse me. So 125.50 will be one level for a potential test. Second is 125.80 would be another level. So I kind of like the 125.80 level more. So 125.80 would be our potential level for price to move lower again. So we may see one of these and then a drop. So the target here is 124.80. The bias is bearish. However, I would be looking for a pullback into 125.80 and then a drop. Okay, dollar Swiss franc here, we had talked about how this may be a double top, and as we can see, since then price has dropped. Right now we are looking for price to pull back, and this could be a good level, 96.88 level for a potential pullback. Or because US dollar is actually weak compared to the other pairs, we may only see price pull back into this level, which is 0.9670-ish level, and then drop. But either in all the Swiss franc pairs here crosses, we're looking for price to pull back higher and then continue in the direction. Overall, it's all bearish for all the Swiss franc crosses after they do a pullback. Here we are for Euro Yen. Euro Yen had a nice drop yesterday, but since then it has pushed back up. So right now we are back into this range bound trading, and right now we are looking for price to show us what it wants to do. So in terms of all the crosses today, there wasn't a clear market direction. There was nothing that was really there was no major news that drove the market. It just sort of basically went sideways for the most part. So as a result, we don't really have clear setups. So for Euro Yen, I'm looking for price to come back and test lower. So 128.50 maybe an area for price to test, or 128 or 12900. So those two would be the levels for potential levels for price to test. And we're looking for price to come into these levels and hold above these levels for a move back into the middle of the range. So again, range bound trading, looking for price to pull down first and then push up higher. Pound yen, this one looks bullish here as well. We see big rejection. So in this case, let's see, this looks like a good level for a potential pullback, and it's already starting to move up higher. So we're looking for a further move to the upside. This is quite a rejection here. So we're looking for price to move back into this 14400, 144.00 area. And if the price stays below this level, this is an important level. If the price stays below, then we're looking for it to continue down further. But right now, looking for price to push up higher. Dollar yen here, we are, US dollar is weak, so the yen cross will look different than the other ones, just like the Swiss franc. So this one is more bearish than pound or euro yen here. So right now we have been kind of keeping track of this trend line. So once the price breaks below the trend line, yesterday it went and tested it, today it went and tested it as well. So as long as it stays above, it is still likely to move higher. But what we are looking for now is price to break below, do a back test into 109, about 110, and then come back lower here. So that's the play that we are watching out for. Euro pound, we had a bearish pin bar. As a result, price went lower. However, this is a very indecisive candle. So because of the indecision in this one, it could go either way. Right now, it looks like it wants to come down lower. So the target here would be 89.94, so 0.900. So it's not that far from where the price currently is, but I am looking for it to drop into this level. And again, because of all the indecision in the market here, we are looking to see how price reacts at this level. So at 89.94 level, if the price stays above, then we're likely to see a further move to the upside. But if you look in the longer term time frame, the bias is still to the upside. So we may get one of these moves. So for now, we're looking for price to push down and then go back up again. Euro Aussie, very similar here, except or similar to Euro dollar yen, sorry. Oh, sorry, I'm on a weekly chart. Here we are. So this is the trend line that we are watching. So see how it went and tested, came and tested this. So we're looking for another test. And if the price stays above, we're looking for it to stay above this. Euro dollar is the opposite here. We are looking for price to hold below this trend line. And if the price stays, as long as it stays below the trend line, we are looking for a further move to the downside. So in this case, we're looking for price to sort of trail downwards, and the target here would be 147.80 level. So just looking for it to come back lower. However, if euro picks up steam and price does one of these, then we're looking for further move to the upside. So we would be looking for a long at that level. So, but as long as price stays below that, we are still bearish on this as long as price stays below. Okay, any questions or anything to add here? So there are no clear-cut signals today, so I am not, I won't be calling any trades tonight. We'll just have to wait for a good close, and then we will look for further trades. So probably into tomorrow, that's when we'll be looking for it. All right, so if there are no questions, we'll call it a wrap, and I will see you guys tomorrow.